Hello and welcome to Game and Gain. My name is Muzz and welcome to my impressions for Death Stranding. Now this game has been hugely divisive with critics, with the public. You only need to look online to see the different scores that it's getting. Some are giving it 10, some are giving it low 4s, 3s, 2s even. So yeah, it's pretty much the same with me. What I'm going to do, this is an early impressions video. I'm about 10, 11 hours in, and I feel I've played enough to give my early impressions of it. And then later on, once hopefully I'm near the end of the game or I've completed it, I'll give you my final kind of impressions of it and whether or not I actually liked it or not. Because at the minute, I'm just the same as everyone else. Some aspects of the game I really enjoy, and there's others that I think kind of take away from the experience a little bit, but that's all to come. So what I want to focus on first is probably the gameplay, because that seems to be the most divisive element of Death Stranding, and I think I want to speak about the things that I like first, and then we'll get on to the things that I don't like. So with regards to the main gameplay loop, the picking up packages, delivering them, walking through the wilderness, I actually really enjoyed that aspect of it. I think it mirrors kind of what I've done. I've been backpacking before, so I've carried food on my back, carried my tent, carried my sleeping bag, carried all that. So I know the importance of like packing your bag properly, setting out and walking for hours at a time, not really making any sound, you're just focusing on moving forward. And that's kind of what this game does. It kind of takes me back to those, obviously not in the wilderness, but I get feelings of just like zoning out, enjoying the scenery, because it's a very good looking game. The landscape is, when you look out over the distance, when you get up to like a really tall hill and you look out, it looks amazing and you just want to go. And I feel like that, yeah, I'm really enjoying that part of it. Where it kind of breaks down for me is when combat gets introduced, whether this be with the BTs or the mules. Yeah, I just feel like they're annoying. I'll take the BTs first. My first couple of experiences with them were good. I thought they were intense. I thought they were quite intimidating at first, because you can't see them until you stop still and then they appear in front of you. It's quite jarring, especially when you kind of know where they are but you don't know how close they are, and then all of a sudden they appear and they're like right there. You're like, oh, okay. But then after that, they just became easy to sneak past first and foremost, and then you get a grenade that essentially one hit kills them. And yeah, it just became like, when I was delivering a package, if I came across BTs in the beginning, I'd be like, oh no, I really need to be careful. Now I'm like, just sneak past them, watch the little sensor on my thing. Very easy to get past them, and if there is one in your way, you just chuck a grenade at it, it dies in one hit, and then you go on. So it just they're honestly there just to break up. I feel like they break up my enjoyment of the game a bit, because I enjoy the walk and the delivering. It is satisfying to actually get back to a facility with a heavy load, and then you whack it in the elevator, and then the guy says thanks. That's very rewarding. And then the mules are probably more annoying than the BTs, just because the BTs are kind of interesting, whereas the mules are essentially just junky mailmen, I guess. They just want whatever cargo is on your back, and they throw spears at you. They have these little devices that locate you in the landscape, and all of them come running. And yeah, it's quite annoying, honestly. I don't like. I hope that the BTs get harder, for one thing, and I hope I find a way to deal with the mules in a more efficient way, because I want to actually explore their little bases that they've got. But for just now, I don't really have the motivation to deal with 5 or 6 of them. I just sort of run through them now. And the BTs, it's easy to sneak past. So those are the things that I don't enjoy about the gameplay. That's mainly the game. But I enjoy the walking, the delivering, enjoy that stuff. Don't enjoy the actual combat. Now, the story, like all Kojima games, is very convoluted, very all over the place. You're getting a lot of words thrown at you that you might not know. Just to give you a few examples, you've got Dooms, Necro, Timefall, Void Out, Cairo Network, BTs, BBs. All these things are kind of thrown at you in the first couple of hours, and you're like, whoa. These are a lot of words that I don't know the meaning of yet. And as you go on, you will figure it out. But in those first couple of hours, it is a bit much. And the amount of times I've heard Reconnect America is ridiculous. I think it's over 100 times. And I get it. You want me to reconnect America. So that's basically the story. The story is you play Sam. He is a porter is what they call him. And he basically takes packages from one location to another. He meets, and this is all early in the game, so there's no real major spoilers yet. He meets the president, who says, you need to go and reconnect America. America is dying. If you reconnect us, if you bring us back onto this Cairo network, which allows them to sort of contact each other, share resources, then that'll make it better. So it's a good premise, because honestly, going to these facilities and connecting them, some of them you can really feel like the hope has been brought back, and it's satisfying to do so, because you actually feel like you're sort of building you're building a society, or you're rebuilding society again. However, this story is clearly political. I feel like it's commenting on today's society, especially with it being set in America, especially when you look at what's happening in politics in this day and age, and society in this day and age. There is so much divisions within not just American politics, but I'm from the UK, huge divisions. In Scotland, where I am, there's potentially going to be another huge divide, and you only look across Europe and over in what's happening in Hong Kong. So many divisions in our society, and Kojima is essentially trying to say with this game, we need to, come together, we need to help each other, we need to support each other, which is a good sentiment. So I enjoyed that. I think that's a good aspect, and I think it works well for this game, because it makes me want to sort of build those connections. It makes me want to go to the next place to then rebuild society as such. The main gripes I have with the story at the minute are, honestly, it comes down to the way it's told, the way you're told information, and the characters. So with regards to how you're told information, there's a lot of cutscenes which I don't mind. I knew coming into this, that's what Kojima likes. He loves cutscene heavy games, and they're done well. I enjoy some of the acting. Some of it can be a little bit cringy at times, but it's a Kojima game, so again, kind of expected it. But there's points where you just want to get out into the world. You've made a delivery and you just want to get back out, and then one character will pop up. Then once they're talking, another one will finish talking, another one will pop up. Then once they're finished talking, another one will pop up, and you're just like, give me a break. Like, give me some time to go back into the world. Like, they don't have a problem telling you information over the system that they have to contact you when you're out there. But they don't do it enough, and you're left in these facilities for like a good 10-15 minutes just listening to people spout information at you. And I hope that's not the guy. I hope just because it's the start of the game, they're just trying to get all the exposition out, inform you as much as possible, but I feel it could have been done in a better way. And then there's so many interviews and emails to read, and I'm just like, okay, a lot of information on these emails. It's not like 1 or 2 paragraphs. Some of these are like a couple, like 4 or 5 paragraphs long, and you've got about 5-6 to read, and you're like, okay, maybe I won't do that just now. And then the characters, a lot of them just feel like quest givers. Listen, like Dead Man, Die Hardman, Mama. They all just feel like their one purpose is to send you on your way, point you in the right direction, give you the right piece of equipment. And they don't actually feel like they are more than that. There are 2 characters who I am interested in. Fragile seems very interesting. When she is in a cutscene, I am listening. I am focused. I want to hear more about her, from her, the way she views the world. And as you go on, I've just found out a piece of information about her that I'm not going to spoil, that has sort of changed the way I view her. And then you have Higgs, who seems to be the main antagonist. He clearly has a higher level of dooms than you, so he can do things that you can't. And yeah, it's Troy Baker who's playing Higgs, so very excited. It's funny to see Troy Baker in what seems to be a bad guy role, because we often see him as the hero, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. But the story has my interest. I want to keep going with it, and it's just the way they've been telling it is just the main sort of gripes that I have, and some of the characters don't really feel like they're anything more than just quest givers. If you've been watching my content, you know that I love a good soundtrack in a video game, and Death Stranding's I think is already up there. And it's not just down to the song choices, which I think are very good, the scores are very good, the soundtrack really enhances some moments in the game, especially when it hits you when you're walking somewhere. For a long part of this game, you are walking and all you can hear is the footsteps, what Sam is saying, his breathing, and then you'll get close to a location and all of a sudden a title track will appear and a song will start playing, and it's just a nice moment. It really, I don't know, it's because you've been in silence for so long, just a bit of music really enhances that part of the game. I think it's done very well. Another aspect of the game that I'm actually very interested in, and think that it could be one of Death Stranding's strong points going forward if it continues this way, is the kind of Dark Souls style online system that it's kind of like a social media. It's a bit strange, but basically you can leave signs on the floor like Dark Souls, messages for people to read, but some of them give you like stat boosts. So one of them refills your stamina, which placed out in far off place, far away from any facilities or anything, is actually quite nice to come across. You can also build structures that you yourself can use, but also other people in other games can use them as well, which comes back to this, you know, rebuilding America thing. Because I went back to the first area after I had crossed the lake, and I went back and I noticed there were so many bridges that had been built that really helped with that first area, and it looked kind of like, you know, things were starting to get back to normal for that area, in terms of there was like a path that you could get without getting into the water. So I hope that's what they're going for, and I hope this continues to happen as I go throughout the game. If I return to the area, I want to see more structures. I will say it is a bit limited at the minute with the, I think I can only build 4 or 5 structures, I'm not sure, but you do see the same ones over and over again. Like the bridges are very cool, I will say that, but the post boxes you'll walk past, the watchtowers, again, all useful, generators, all useful, but I kind of want something a bit more, and that comes back to the actual, when you're delivering something, I want to see more of an actual impact on the place, rather than just, oh thanks, this will be a great help. It'd be nice if there was actual settlements that were like not underground and were like on the surface that you could actually see an improvement in. But I do think that this could be a very good part of the game if it continues the way it's going. Like crossing the lake, I've just got to a part where you can rebuild a road, which actually, as I said, it improves the landscape. You can actually see it being built. So I hope it continues in this vein, because I think it could be really good, and I hope I get more structures to build, because I think that could be really cool as well. So yeah, that is honestly my first couple of impressions of Death Stranding. I think no matter what, if I end up not liking this game, which is possible, I hope someone likes it, because I think Kojima, some call him a genius, some call him, you know, not crazy, but like think he's overrated. But I think he makes games differently, and I hope he continues to make games like this, because it's so different to anything I've played, and his games just have a certain feel to them, and no matter what, this game was an experience to play. And I'm only saying that 10 hours in, so when I finish the game, I don't know what my thoughts will be, but I know it's been a pleasure to experience this game with everyone who's bought it day one and has bought it in the couple of days leading up. So hope you enjoyed my video. If you liked what you saw, please like the video, share it, would mean a lot. If there is any comments, thoughts, general hostile remarks, leave them below, and thank you very much.